in the heart of the Nevada desert, a colossal monument rises from the Black Canyon. It is a structure of unimaginable scale, an enduring testament to human ingenuity and grit. But behind its stoic facade lies a tale of immense sacrifice, desperate ambition, and the relentless will to conquer nature. This is not merely the story of a dam, it is the saga of a nation grappling with its darkest hour, and the thousands who risked everything to build a symbol of hope. The stakes were immediate, and the challenges, monumental. The year is 1931. America is crippled by the Great Depression. Cities teem with unemployment, farms wither in the Dust Bowl, and a pervasive sense of despair grips the land. President Herbert Hoover, seeking to galvanize a broken nation, champions an audacious public works project, a dam of unprecedented size to harness the wild Colorado River. This was more than just infrastructure, it was a desperate gamble, a promise of jobs, water, and power, a beacon of progress against the encroaching shadows of economic collapse. The Colorado River was a force of nature, an untamed leviathan. Each spring, its snowmelt-fed torrents raged, flooding fertile farmlands and destroying livelihoods across the Southwest. For generations, engineers had dreamt of controlling its might, transforming its destructive power into a source of life. The challenge was immense, to divert a river larger than any ever attempted, through a canyon miles from civilization, and then to build a barrier strong enough to hold back its fury. It was a confrontation with raw, indifferent nature. Years before ground was broken, the dam was a political football. The Swing-Johnson Bill, first introduced in 1922, faced fierce opposition, caught in a labyrinth of interstate water rights and financial skepticism. It took nearly a decade, and the relentless advocacy of figures like Senator Hiram Johnson, to finally pass the legislation. President Hoover, then Secretary of Commerce, was a crucial proponent, understanding the project's transformative potential. This wasn't just about concrete, it was about political will, carving a path through legislative deadlock, pushing an unimaginable vision into reality. No single construction firm possessed the resources, the machinery, or the sheer audacity to undertake such a monumental task. The federal government, through the Bureau of Reclamation, awarded the contract to a consortium of 6 independent companies, forging an unlikely alliance known as Six Companies Incorporated. They pooled their formidable resources, risking everything on a single, make-or-break bid. The contract, valued at an astonishing $49 million, the largest public works contract in U.S. history at the time, was both a lifeline and a terrifying wager. Failure was not an option. News of the dam spread like wildfire across a desolate nation. For thousands of desperate men and their families, it was more than a job, it was salvation. From every corner of America, they flocked to the remote Black Canyon, enduring arduous journeys across desert and mountain. They arrived in droves, by car, by train, by foot, creating makeshift tent cities and Hooverville shanty towns in the unforgiving Nevada heat. This was the largest migration for work in American history, driven by an urgent, primal need for survival. To manage this human torrent, 6 companies built Boulder City from scratch. It was a model city, meticulously planned, yet rigidly controlled. Alcohol, gambling, and prostitution were strictly forbidden, creating an eerily quiet, disciplined environment in the midst of a Wild West landscape. But beneath this veneer of order lay a deeper injustice. Black workers, though essential to the project, were largely denied housing within the city limits, relegated to segregated camps outside. Even in the pursuit of a national dream, the harsh realities of segregation persisted. Before any concrete could be poured, the sheer, treacherous walls of the Black Canyon had to be prepared. This perilous task fell to the high-scalers, men who dangled from ropes hundreds of feet above the canyon floor, battling vertigo and extreme danger. Armed with jackhammers and dynamite, they cleared loose rock, creating a stable surface for the dam's foundations. One slip, one frayed rope, one misstep, meant certain death. These were the unsung daredevils, working at the very edge of human endurance, their courage matched only by the dizzying heights they conquered. To build the dam, the mighty Colorado had to be bypassed entirely. This engineering marvel involved drilling for massive diversion tunnels, each 56 feet in diameter and over a mile long, through the solid rock of the canyon walls. Working round the clock, thousands of men blasted and excavated, enduring dust, heat, and falling rock. The roar of machinery was constant, the air thick with grit and the smell of explosives. It was a race against time, a direct confrontation with the river's relentless flow, demanding precision and unimaginable labor. The Nevada desert was an inferno. Summer temperatures regularly soared above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, transforming the canyon into a brutal crucible. Inside the narrow, unventilated tunnels, the heat was even more oppressive, often reaching 130 degrees. Men collapsed from heat stroke, sometimes dying on sight. Water was scarce, and conditions were so severe that wet towels were placed over blasting caps to prevent premature explosions. This wasn't merely work, it was a battle for survival against an environment determined to break even the strongest of men. As rock was blasted and drilled, a fine, insidious dust permeated the air. This was silica dust, and it was a silent, deadly killer. Workers, especially those in the tunnels, inhaled it constantly, leading to a devastating lung disease, silicosis. 6 companies knew the risks but failed to provide adequate ventilation or protective gear. Many men survived the dam's construction only to die years later, their lungs ravaged. The official death toll barely scratches the surface of this hidden tragedy, a testament to corporate negligence and the expendability of human life. The brutal conditions, low wages, and rampant disregard for safety eventually boiled over. In August 1931, thousands of workers walked off the job, demanding better pay, improved safety measures, and an end to the deadly dust. 6 companies responded with ruthless force, deploying armed guards and evicting striking workers from Boulder City. Federal agents even intervened, breaking the strike by sending in military personnel. The workers' desperate plea for humane treatment was crushed, highlighting the immense power imbalance and the government's vested interest in keeping the project moving, at any cost. Once the river was diverted, the true heart of the dam could begin. Building such a massive concrete structure presented an unprecedented challenge: how to prevent it from cracking as it cured. Engineers devised an ingenious solution. The dam was poured in interlocking blocks, each equipped with intricate cooling pipes through which ice water circulated. This allowed the concrete to cool slowly and evenly, layer by painstaking layer. It was a complex, continuous operation, involving miles of pipe and the world's largest refrigeration plant, a testament to a visionary engineering solution. Day and night, for 5 long years, the canyon buzzed with relentless activity. Thousands of men, working in shifts, operated colossal cranes, drove heavy trucks, and wielded jackhammers with precision. The coordination was intricate, a symphony of human effort and machinery. Over 3.25 million cubic yards of concrete, enough to pave a 2-lane highway from San Francisco to New York City, flowed into the canyon. Every single cubic yard was placed by a human being, a testament to an epic collective endeavor unmatched in its scale and intensity. The cost of building the Hoover Dam was staggering, not just in dollars, but in human lives. Officially, 96 men died directly from accidents on site, crushed by equipment, falling from heights, or drowning. But the true toll is far higher. Hundreds more succumbed to silicosis in the years that followed, their deaths often uncounted in the official records. Each life lost represents a family shattered, a dream extinguished. This dam, a symbol of progress, is also a profound monument to the ultimate sacrifice made by its builders. Slowly, painstakingly, the massive concrete structure began to fill the canyon. The once wild riverbed was transformed into an impossibly smooth, curved wall. Each section, each layer, added to the growing marvel, pushing back against the immense forces of nature. The sheer scale was breathtaking, a man-made mountain emerging from the earth. As the dam rose, so too did the spirits of those who built it. A palpable sense of achievement began to replace the grim determination that had driven them for so long. The impossible was becoming reality. By 1935, the Hoover Dam was nearing completion, an astonishing 2 years ahead of schedule. On December 20, 1922, J.G. Tenney, a surveyor, drowned in the Colorado River, the very first casualty of the project. 13 years later, on December 20, 1935, the very last man to die on the dam was Patrick Tenney, J.G.'s son, who fell from one of the intake towers. This haunting coincidence underscores the pervasive danger and the profound human cost embedded within every inch of this magnificent structure. A tragic symmetry to a monumental achievement. 5 years, 2 months, and 14 days after the first shovel hit dirt, the Hoover Dam was completed. It was an astonishing feat of rapid construction, finishing ahead of schedule and under budget. The concrete cured, the turbine spun, and the electricity began to flow, bringing light and power to millions across the Southwest. The dam stood as a triumph of American resolve, a testament to what collective effort and unwavering determination could achieve even in the face of immense adversity. It was ready to change the landscape and the lives of a generation. On September 30, 1935, President Franklin D. Roosevelt stood at the edge of the newly completed dam, dedicating it to the nation. He declared it not just a feat of engineering, but a symbol of American resilience, proof that democracy could still build for the future. The dam, initially known as Boulder Dam, was officially renamed Hoover Dam, honoring the president who had championed its cause. Amidst the echoes of the Depression, this colossal achievement offered a powerful narrative of hope, progress, and the indomitable spirit of a nation rebuilding itself. Today, the Hoover Dam remains a marvel of the modern world, a colossal structure that continues to generate power and supply water across the Southwest. It redefined engineering, transformed a region, and stands as a powerful reminder of a tumultuous era. Yet, its gleaming concrete also holds the whispers of countless human stories, of desperate men seeking work, of daring high-scalers, of political battles fought, and of the silent, invisible toll paid by those who built it. The dam's true legacy is not just in its power, but in the enduring memory of the human spirit that forged it.